Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. So this is going to be about KULU on Supreme Arena defense. The rank 2 and rank 3 have the KULU headwear equipped, but the rank 1 is the most deadly of my district. Take a look at his base power. He's closing in on 87 million base power. And he has probably the strongest KULU Supreme Arena defense I have seen. If you want to take a look, I did 5 attacks against him yesterday just to do testing. I couldn't even come close to beating his KULU team. I did manage to beat him on the other 2 teams in the end. My guildmate did manage to beat his previous KULU team, but his now KULU updated team, which I'm going to show you right now, he has not been able to crack as of right now. Maybe he will be able to figure it out, but basically this is probably the strongest team, but it's also probably the most pay-to-win team. Natsu, the Collab Hero, Paragon 4, crowned, KULU, of course, already crowned, Rainier, Twins, everything. This is a maxed out team, and this is deadly. I'm going to explain to you why. First of all, if you try to run a melee team, good luck with that, because KULU is going to set up those boulders, and they're really actually annoying for a melee team to deal with. And I've tried Athalia. Athalia is not enough nuking power because he has Ludovic for the immediate healing. He has Rainier for the healing proc as well when heroes drop below a certain amount of health. And then the thing is, you might try to say, okay, let's try to race him to casting an ultimate, because KULU is not going to ultimate right away, right? It's a bit of a delay. But with the 300 pre-fill energy, she ends up ultimating quicker than even my Siren. I use her team with Siren. Maybe it's because the twins are energy boosting her or something, but the enemy KULU was ultimating before my Siren, even though Siren has 600 pre-filled energy. There might be also a Paragon-like difference, which is giving, but overall, basically, KULU ultimates really early into the fight, earlier than I expected. And then finally, he's now put Natsu here. What he had in the past was he had Tailene. And I'm going to show you how my guildmate managed to clear that when there was Tailene here rather than Natsu. But Natsu is even more deadly. And the thing is, the opponent is probably going to want to put a hero here on the faction tile. And that is going to be free value for the Natsu. And if they don't put a hero here, they're going to have to give up on the faction talent tile. And that is why Rainier is really strong on Supreme Arena defense. The other option you might be thinking was, what if you go for a Mauler team? Because Mauler team have tiles up in the front. But then Mauler teams are usually melee, and they get completely dominated by KULU. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into a replay. I'm going to show you my replays. I did 5 different attacks, and then I'm going to show you my guildmate who did manage to crack it. Okay, so in the beginning, I was running the Shmira team, right? My team that I recommended to you guys. We're going to go ahead and take a look at it and see what happens here. I just wanted to mirror it, basically my defense, to see if it holds a chance at fending off this KULU team. So, Tailene gets into my face. Look at this. KULU is already ultimating like 8 to 9 seconds into the match, even before my Shmira was able to cast ultimate. Even though I have like Frestro in front of Shmira, I have the twins on Shmira. But the KULU was still able to ultimate pretty quickly on into the match. And there wasn't a huge Paragon difference between the 2 teams. Okay, then what I did is I tried my Scarlita team. First I tried a Greyborn version. Now I tried a Hypogean Celestial to see maybe then now my Shmira is going to be able to cast her ultimate. Actually, I was using a bit of a weird different formation here. The Fresser in front of Ludovic instead. But now Shmira is going to get off her ultimate, but then she dies almost instantly after getting off her ultimate. And of course, Scarlita doesn't do anything. Scarlita is exactly what I thought she was going to be. You get your hopes up thinking, oh, maybe the Supreme Plus skill upgrade is going to do something for you, but it doesn't. She's just not doing anything while she's in the area, or she's not doing enough, I should say. You would rather have another hero on the field with you. So this was probably the closest I got to clearing it. Look at this. We got a lot of damage off with my Tasi, Tailene, Stroll comp. Potentially when we get faction tile support, this could get the job done. But like, look at this. The KULU ultimate is 8 seconds into the match. The other thing is that her Devourer with her bomb, which like gulps my heroes, that basically delays. We got a lot of damage there, but that delays the casting of my ultimate. So even though KULU only has 300 pre-fill energy, if she devours you, like my Shmira, for example, then that is time where Shmira is not charging up energy and KULU can still get off that first ultimate. Then what I tried is Iron Almas, Wombo combo. Obviously, I shouldn't be running Nero, but I was testing like different defensive options because he doesn't have Lily Me. I don't need to run Nero here. But I wanted to see if I crowd control them, can my Siren cast ultimate before the KULU? Nope. Look at that. KULU still is casting the ultimate before my KULU. KULU is still casting ultimate before my Siren. And yeah, so like at this point, I'm just like, I'm gonna give up on the first team, and I'm just gonna try to clear it with the other two teams. I finally tried Harak. This is the funny thing. My strongest, or what I think is my strongest team, Dunling or Harak, also lost here, but my other two teams somehow managed to beat his other defenses, which was pretty good. So Siren does cast his ultimate here, but like look at the Ludovic healing, it's true deadly. And if you go for Iron, if you go for Siren, grouping them all up onto that Ludovic Everbleem full field, he is gonna easily sustain your damage. So the only option I could think of is Curelog Dunlinger. That's what also my viewer Yuno recommended. I think probably that could work. Curelog Dunlinger with the Iron Almas Nuke type comp potentially could work, like rather than running, like we were running Niru in that team. If we just ran Dunlinger, Curelog, maybe it could work. But like now with the Natsu, this is even more deadly because you basically have to give up that faction tile. Okay guys, so here's my guildmate. And the new KULU setup, he hasn't managed to defeat. However, I was just asking about the previous KULU setup, and he did manage to defeat that with Natsu. And then I guess he then made an amendment, an alteration to his defense, thinking like, oh, Natsu's doing really well. I should just replace Talim for Natsu. Okay, look at this. So he goes for the Iron strategy. Okay, I should probably watch in ×1 speed. He goes for the Iron strategy, and Natsu is jumping into their face. Natsu's gonna get off the ultimate and deal massive damage. So Natsu is looking pretty deadly. Like, Natsu's another hero that when he presses his ultimate, look at the damage from KULU though. Almost blowing up the entire team, even though the Natsu did a lot of work onto the enemy, and Harak is gonna clean it up. I don't think, honestly, Harak was really that impactful in this fight. It was mainly the Natsu getting the burst off, and I think he was probably in the red, dark red, Dragon King mode. Usually that's where people go for it in Supreme Arena, because his damage multipliers are higher. I didn't pay enough attention, but yeah, I think this is the way that you have to run it. Basically, you run Iron, and then a huge damage burster like Natsu. Natsu also has that pre-fill energy, right? I think that is the other reason why Natsu does well. But you need to get him into the action quickly. So Rainier is basically going to be the best ally. At 500 pre-fill energy, because it's only a matter of seconds before all of your team is going to be dead in a Supreme Arena match. So getting that Natsu in there, I think, is what he did. Did he Rainier position swap? Yeah, he's position swapping the Natsu. That's what it has to be, right? And then Natsu's going to get into their face, charge up his energy, cast his ultimate, and that is going to swing the tides into your favor. However, now that the opponent is running Natsu and Rainier on that tile, now what do you do? Me and my guildmate will be able to come up with something, but this is showing you how kind of problematic. Look at the Rainier. Was that Rainier burst healing or something? I don't know what that was. This is showing you KULU is problematic. You're gonna either have to do Rainier with the melee hero, or Athalia, or huge magic range damage. And KULU gets off her ultimate early on to the fight. But what I'm noticing is Rainier is just increasing in value. He's being used in so many Supreme Arena teams as just a great, basically, support to power up your heroes and give them also that damage reduction from his exclusive equipment +10 in order for them to survive long enough and get off their ultimate. So yeah. My district this season is completely stacked. Already my guildmate was surpassing me definitely, because he has Paragon 4 of all of the meta heroes, even the Rainier, you guys saw that. And now we have these two players who are 86 and 87 million base power, and they are also very competitive, always trying to run the best teams they can. And so I'm happy that I was able to clear him at least one time, but like, realistically, all he has to do is keep changing up his defenses, and I will not be able to beat him. Which is crazy, because I also have Paragon 4 heroes as well, but just not all of the latest, most meta heroes that everyone else has. So anyway, guys, that is basically just a KULU showcase showing you that KULU is strong, but also Natsu is strong, especially with Rainier position swap. Now, it doesn't mean necessarily that I recommend, for example, investing into these heroes, especially if you're more a mid spender or a light spender, because this is really expensive. Like, you're going to need to have Paragon upgrade of Rainier, Paragon upgrade of Natsu, Paragon upgrade of KULU, if you want to run teams like this. However, this is just interesting to see what the whales are doing. And like, maybe if you're at like a less competitive district, then maybe even if you have Supreme Plus Rainier, Supreme Plus KULU, Paragon 1, Paragon 2 Natsu, then maybe you can also pull off a comp like this and do pretty well. But to get to that maximum potential, it's going to need Paragon 4. And the thing is, yeah, KULU is a great tech hero, definitely. She is a tech option, and I think that is why she's going to have some long-term longevity, because you can always come up with some really sort of tricky sort of lineup, which is going to take advantage of her boulders. So KULU is actually, I kind of underestimated her. She's better in PvP than I expected. She gets her ultimate off like 8 seconds into the match, which is insane. She has that early crowd control with her Devours. And in AFK stages, there are some stages where you need KULU if you want to push at the maximum AFK stage deficit. But of course, she's still a PvP luxury hero. She is by no means any priority for a free-to-play player or a light spender player. But she is an interesting hero, more interesting than I thought. So let me know what you guys think about KULU in the comment section down below. Have you recruited for her? Are you planning to? Have you seen her being used anywhere, whether it be in PvP or AFK stages? Let me know about it. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you're not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please smash that subscribe button. We're over 22,000 subscribers. Thanks to all of your support. Also, feel free to join my AFK Journey Discord server. There's a link to that in the description of this video. We have almost 4,000 active members there, which is insane. And finally, if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Farlight store. There's a link to that in the description of this video and a pinned comment. This is the best way you can support me at no extra cost to you. But thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video. And until then, everyone, peace out for now.